Play Dr. Bawumia's video for me.
Page 155 of the 2020 manifesto of the New Patriotic Party. There's a proportion that says, through the Zongo Development Fund, in collaboration with Get Fund, the next government of the MPP shall build 16 model senior high schools in Zongo communities across the 16 regions of the country.
We want to make sure that we focus on education in the Zongo communities. So we are building in each of the 16 regions. We are building model senior high schools in Zongo communities in the 16 regions. So we have 16 model senior high schools in the 16 regions of Ghana in the Zongo communities.
So that was Honorable Mustafa Hamid. And I tell you, Dr. Mustafa Hamid is an Islamic cleric and is also a PhD holder. So when he speaks, it carries a lot of weight because in academia, he is respected, and on the religious front, he's also respected. And then there is Dr. Bawumia, who is a PhD holder, an economic messiah and whiz kid. When he speaks, he's also respected. They were the ones who were busy criticizing the former government of promising to build e-blocks and failed to build it. Meanwhile, they promised to build 350 secondary schools from scratch. I wonder how many has been built so far. But the most important thing is that the Zongo caucus and the Zongo community was used heavily to campaign. You remember we'll convert Nima to East Legon? You remember that? You remember we'll have sky trains? You remember that? You remember we'll have hostels at Agbogloshi for the Kaya? You remember that? So many of the promises were made to the Zongos and other communities. Now I am asking where the 16 secondary schools, the model 16 schools in the Zongos, where are they? We are already almost done with the 7th year of the government. He said in the 2nd term. So we have done year 1, year 2, year 3 is almost ended. So we asked Dr. Mustafa Hamid, and then we asked Dr. Bawumia where the model schools for the Zongo communities are. The Zongo communities are part of the people who will vote come Saturday. So that's a question to ask them. And you know, in the wake of the 2nd term of the government, Mr. Eugene wrote a letter from the presidency suggesting to us that the 6 special ministries that were created, special initiatives, Zongo, all of those ones, had finished achieving the reason for which they were set up. So they have now been absorbed as agencies under the presidency. So now the question we ask is that the 16 secondary schools, model secondary schools, as you heard in the tape, it was a manifesto promise. Where are the secondary schools? Where are the secondary schools in the Zongos? Where are the secondary schools?